So the Akash, I don't know how to say his last name,
Singh, the co-host of Flagrant with Andrew Schultz.
Surely people have heard about this story by now, but if they haven't, this comedian guy, Indian comedian dude, his wife was embarrassing him by saying things on her podcast that just made it look like, damn dude, she's a gold digger, she's manipulating you, you're a loser. She said she was a virgin, she lied. So I'll play a little bit of this for some context.
Akash Singh is mostly known as being the sidekick to Andrew Schultz on the Flagrant podcast. His wife Jasleen recently started creating content that many feel is shocking or distasteful coming from a married woman.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate.
This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street.
She bad though.
His money is our money, and my money is my money.
And if you think those clips are bad, trust me, it gets so much worse.
She made these after she's been married.
She expressed how badly she wanted to sleep with her co-host's husband.
Would y'all ever have an orgy together with your husband? Priya, I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is good looking and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. Maybe. I just know that Nav's is like at least 10 inches.
Did you imagine your wife just saying that?
You don't want your girl saying that.
Romanticizes sleeping with other men, films her arguments with Akash to post on TikTok, brags about being a gold digger, and actively refuses to kiss her husband. Not even during his proposal. This is the type of relationship that 99% of you...
Yeah, none of this is looking good.
No.
But anyone who criticizes Jasleen and the potential harmful influence she may have on couples, she calls them incel red pillars. Then again, it's somewhat understandable considering sometimes the right message can come from the wrong messenger, because Akash was actually warned by the Fresh and Fit podcast that he was going to find himself in this exact type of situation. In the early 2020s, and even though Akash and Andrew host a comedy podcast, they often dabble in more serious, broader social commentary, which led to them inviting on the Fresh and Fit guys to discuss some of their views on masculinity and relationships, many of which Akash disagreed with. He was particularly bothered by this phrase or relationship philosophy that Fresh and Fit used that said, pimp or be pimped.
One person in the relationship, whoever cares less, has the leverage, and we want the guy to always care less. We want the man to always have the leverage.
Childish as
and you guys might not like hearing that.
Childish.
But we truly feel.
I'm not. These aren't new beliefs, bro. You're not telling me some none of us have ever heard. We all heard this from fraternity guys in college. I'm saying there's room in and I don't have a problem with a lot of the stuff you say. I just think there is room for growth, and you guys' refusal to acknowledge it almost kind of proves it to me, confirms it to me that you guys are not willing to grow right now, and that's fine.
What we would later discover is that the reality of Akash's own personal relationship reflected the exact situation that Fresh and Fit were trying to warn him about.
I remember watching that episode. I remember Akash going crazy on him and dunking on him and shit. There's a clip of people asking Akash, like, so what's it like with your wife? Like, how's your guys' marriage? And he's like, a lot of therapy, a lot of work, a lot of counseling for us. And it is funny being hypercritical of other people's worldview on relationships. And then, how's yours? A lot of work, a lot of therapy. It's hard. I mean, she doesn't fuck with me most of the time.
These clips are crazy.
One comment that stood out in this episode was where Jasleen discusses her and her husband's finances.
Man that doesn't want to have a joint bank account or isn't being transparent with his accounts or has separate accounts, that's a red flag. And I will say it again because I know there's going to be already like incel troll mother. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money and my money is my money. And look, have I only made...
Where did she get that from?
Well, I went up $100 from last week. But that's my money!
For context, Jasleen is not a celebrity by any means. She does not have a job of her own and has only been able to build her internet following thanks to her husband supplementing her lifestyle.
Finding the other guy attractive, which is weird.
Nahal clearly attempts to steer the conversation back to the dynamic being for people, to respect Akash, while Jasleen continues to fantasize about Nav. Once again, you could argue that Jasleen is just joking. When you joke about something over and over again, especially in a short period of time, you start to wonder wonder if there's a little bit of truth to that. Even while talking about her husband in a positive light, Ghislaine can't help but imply that Nav is a better husband than her own. To make matters worse, only minutes later in the podcast, they bring their husbands on, where Akash is forced to sit next to the man his wife was just fantasizing about having sex with. And she once again brings up having a threesome with Nahal and Nav while Akash is sitting right there.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer who hustles.
I'm not gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have an orgy.
When you don't cut that? I'd be like, babe, enough of the jokes.
Or like when the shoot's over, whoever's editing y'all's thing, you know the part where you just blatantly said you found that.
Why would she say that? I'm actually willing to give her the benefit of the doubt, like that was a joke. She's just being crazy and wild. I would have just cut that one out just for the optics.
I would say the optics on that looks bad.
This is bad optics.
Bad, bro.
She's a jokester, I get it, but
you're married.
You're killing me, babe.
Why would you want to embarrass your man or disrespect him?
That's like
show that. Even with the money situation, it's like, even if you think that, to vocalize it.
On the main character pod, we love you, we hate you,
I guess
respect
we
you.
love you, but I actually love you and want to.
I love you and I want to fuck you.
Oh yeah, this isn't good.
Dude, this is bad.
Yeah, babe, I'm not sure what joke you were trying on that one.
And then the other guys, they're like, I'm happy in my relationship.
There's like too much clip.
The fact that she can say that in front of him, that just says everything I need to know, though. It's like, do you think he's just holding on? Like, obviously there's more to it. We're seeing clips, but like, oh, she's just so bad, though. I don't care.
He knows, like, oh, I don't know if I can do better than this, so I gotta deal with it.
Is that worth it, though, bro? This is not worth it.
Bro.
I think she's bad as hell. I would want to not break up with her if I was him.
She might be down to still do something with you while we're still together.
You know what? I gotta hear this again. She is a fan of orgies.
We love you, but I actually love you and want to. All of
and just looked at him the whole time.
And when we get to hear from Akash directly about his perspective of their relationship, you almost get this sense of relief from him that he finally can express how he really feels about Gisleen's behavior.
When she's running 2 hours late to a dinner reservation that I worked really hard to get, and then I'm like, baby, we're running late, and she's like, are you kidding me? Do you know? I don't give a if we're late to this dinner. They're lucky to have us. And I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing. #1 restaurant in the New York Times. You know how hard a reservation
she's like, call them right now. Call them right now. This is not a fun session.
I'm not even joking. This is how main character I am. I was like, Sema will be lucky that I would grace them with my presence tonight.
Ghislaine seems to think
she ain't it.
When I say I'm tired, she can't just let me be tired. I travel, I work, and I'm very blessed to do what I do.
He also has really bad insomnia.
I have really bad insomnia. I work 335 days a year. I'm so blessed to do what I do. This is not a complaint. But when I tell my wife I'm tired, I want her to say, I'm sorry, baby. I understand. That must be exhausting, buying me all these things. Instead, she goes, so am I. And if I dare open my mouth to go, what the did you do that made you tired? Now it's a problem. Now it's a fight. So I gotta sit there.
I went to Pilates.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Now, there definitely is a humorous delivery to the story that Akash is telling, but it does seem to be rooted in genuine problems he has with his relationship. Ghislaine displays an extremely selfish and entitled mindset, both on the podcast and in their real life. Are we really meant to believe that all of this is just funny? Just jokes? Well, ironically, that's like basically
how many jokes can we do?
It's adorable when she does these things. Yeah. Like, I just look at it and here's the rule in our marriage. It's been unspoken, but now we're just saying it now that we're both making content. If it's funny, we're good.
That's it?
This is an extremely slippery slope because literally anything can be passed off as a joke or an attempt to make a joke. Like this video she posted to TikTok where you can hear them both chuckling from time to time, but it's clear they are both frustrated and quite literally just documenting themselves having an argument.
Do you know what my husband just tried to do to me?
Yeah.
We're leaving. Shut up. We're leaving in Paris in 5 hours. My tensions are a little high. We also just redid our closet.
This is all her closet now. She took the whole closet.
Which we already agreed upon.
She's just filming and she's a content creator now.
I don't have space for all my Indian suits because I like my dresses spaced out. Do you know what Akash just did?
Here you go. Watch this. Oh my God.
I'm not doing that.
Space exists.
I'm not doing that.
You want to buy a separate house with all hanger space?
No.
In another video, she documents her being stressed out about packing for a lavish vacation in the wealthiest area of America, which is only a 3-hour drive from their apartment.
Okay, so me and my husband are supposed to leave tonight to go to the Hamptons for 2 weeks, and I haven't even packed anything yet. So I was just like, I'm really stressed. Like, I don't want to go tonight because I still have to pack. I haven't even started. I have to finish my laundry.
Really, I know this is a really hard day. What did you do again?
Oh, today?
Yeah.
I had a mani-pedi.
Oh, wow, that's so stressful.
Wait, and I had a massage.
It's how stressful to go to the Hamptons for 2 weeks.
This is bad.
Akash puts up with Jaslene's selfish behavior and entitlement because he thinks they are just cute jokes. But it clearly isn't just jokes. Jasleen even says that Akash's birthday is her least favorite day of the year because it's the only day she can't be mean to him.
Okay, May the 4th is Akash's birthday. And
May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Yeah, and every year I dread it because I have to be nice the whole day, and I have to get him something, and I have to also be nice and do like acts of kindness.
Is this jokes at this point?
Really not okay with this.
Well, it's really hard
For her, it's really hard.
for me.
She needs to just,
Listen, I'm just used to being treated like a princess all day, every day, so that one day that I don't.
Oh, what torture.
Nothing's ever gonna click for her though. She's really...
Wow, babe, another joke. You've done it again. You need to do a whole comedy tour, Netflix special, the way you are cracking these jokes.
You know she knows he's not gonna leave though.
Oh, he'd never leave.
She knows that though. And then, this is my closet now. This is this. And he allows it and allows it and allows it. Dude, she is God compared to him in their relationship.
The most exciting part about this is they did a whole rebuttal to it.
Oh, that was bad.
The controversy, and it was terrible.
It made it worse.
They made it worse.
Her on his podcast.
Many viewed Jasleen as a gold digger who had no actual emotional or romantic tie to the man that she married, and these sentiments would only grow stronger as people took notice of a very strange pattern of behavior, that being her tendency to avoid kissing Akash, and straight up dodging his kisses when he tries to initiate.
I don't know anything.
Good liar.
Then she's a good liar.
That's a friend that lies for you and not to you.
And this was not just a one-time occurrence. Entire compilations have been created showing just how often Jasleen avoids kissing her own husband. To make matters worse, not only did she dodge
This is bad.
but Jasleen says it's nothing more than her being uncomfortable with public displays of affection.
I'll also respond to the people saying I don't like my husband because I turned away from a kiss. I've never liked PDA, physical touch. I find it really overstimulating.
Like orgies.
And so it's something I actually work through with my husband because that's his love language.
Now, having issues with PDA are extremely common. However, it is worth considering all of the other things Jasleen has no problem doing on camera. She's constantly talking about sex on her podcast and on her TikTok, not to mention the fact that she posted an entire video where she is clearly not wearing any pants, getting treatment for a bruise she got during. And as if it couldn't get worse, she also flirts with the doctor.
Also, I heard you're single. Is that true?
Not the fun with the Akash pop-up.
No, really, like, she turns on the camera and forgets she's married.
So she has no problem posting herself having very graphic conversations, half-naked videos of herself, and flirting with other men, but she draws the line at giving her own husband a kiss. It just doesn't really make sense. Not only did Jasleen look extremely shady, it now seemed like she was perfectly comfortable with lying about her relationship to make herself look better. And it turns out she wasn't just lying to her small audience, she was also lying to her own husband as well. Now, Jasleen constantly claiming that she has main character energy is particularly interesting. This is supposed to mean that you are liberated from others' judgment and confident in yourself. But for some, saying you have main character energy is just an acceptable way to admit that you are a narcissist. And narcissists tend to lie about everything, which is why many refused to believe Jasleen when she said that she was a virgin before meeting Akash. Akash has previously stated that he and Jasleen were both virgins before they met.
My wife also hadn't had any partner, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe her?
If you've seen her, then it's hard to believe.
Yeah. Didn't she say she was popping pee in college?
She said, I'm having nostalgia about when I was in college and I had a roster of guys and I was popping that puss.
In the rebuttal later in the thing, I'm on her side. Well, she says, I wasn't having sex when I said popping my pee. That just meant I was dancing and being crazy. And then when they're saying, I definitely was a virgin, whatever, I'll believe her. I stand with the wife.
Ryan's just trying to slide on that.
Probably.
Again, what would you do right now though? Like if you're Akash and like you already have your private life, but this is everywhere. This dude just made a video that's about to get millions of views.
That's accurate.
That just posted is blowing up.
He probably hated that she started making content like.
I will keep being the devil's advocate and saying like, this is all a big misunderstanding and she just has no media training and she's just crazy and says the craziest things. Regardless of all of that, your husband or your spouse or whatever is supposed to be, you're supposed to go to bat for them and vouch for them in public and deal with your issues in private. She has made him look very bad publicly. It's really unfortunate for him that he shouldn't even have to deal with something like this.
Bro's traveling probably at an extreme rate. He's going to events, networks, meetings, business, like, and you have to deal with that publicly.
Now he has to worry about coming home and a camera being on still.
If he's truly happy underneath all this, I can't say anything.
True, I guess if he's accepting it, it's like, well, what can we say? But it's not like she said one thing. It was like multiple. It's like every time she's on camera.
I was at the point where I was ready because I don't know if you told her because I was.
Oh no, I didn't know you were a virgin too.
So I was a virgin too when I met him.
However, posts made by Jasleen herself tell a completely different story, like the one where she reminisces on the days she spent in college, passing herself around to other men.
Why would she want to post that, like knowing how that's gonna look for my husband?
And then she said it was just kissing and making out. But even if that's the case, maybe don't after you're already married, maybe?
Even if you say it's kisses on camera, what else was there?
Her second response came a few days later, after people had thoroughly scrubbed through her digital footprint. Jasleen should have realized at this point that it was more than just incels going after her.
Why are you mad if me and my husband are cool with each other, if we both make jokes at each other's expense? The difference is my husband will go on stage and say whatever the he wants about me. No one has anything to say. It's like, oh my God, it's so funny, it's so relatable. But then I come on TikTok and I make jokes and now you have a problem? Because I don't have a mic in my hand?
Ironically, yes. If she did have a microphone in her hand, it would be way different. Because when you are on stage with a mic, people understand that it is a form of performance art that was thought about, written, practiced, and perfected over time. But she isn't selling herself as a comedian. Her podcast is branded as Unfiltered Girl Talk, which implies that Jasleen is offering her honest thoughts and feelings while present. Akash certainly complains about his relationship while doing stand-up.
My wife is objectively gorgeous. Me? No. So that's what you gotta do. I gotta work my ass off, and then every time she starts looking at me and she starts assessing my beauty, I just throw a bag at that. Chest pass! I'm telling you ladies, if you have a good guy, do you know what he needs? A vacation. You hear it all the time. A relationship is hard work. Marriage is a job. Well, every good job gives you 2 weeks vacation.
Akash started interrupting his stand-up performances to talk about social media drama. As one fan wrote, "I went to the 7 p.m. show last night and it was extremely awkward. He was clearly not processing the situation well and he ended the set 20 minutes early. He spent the first 10 to 15 minutes of the set talking about the controversy, how his wife has been loyal to him, and everything she has been saying is just jokes and is fine with him."
You got the whole internet making hit pieces. You actually know what your girl did is like not the best thing, best look for me, and I gotta go perform a set.
Jasleen, I know they're all jokes, but now they're getting in the way of his actual job. Even though they're jokes.
And what if he doesn't have the headspace to perform now because he just brought all this to light and now it's like you. Or what if she made a TikTok right before he went on stage and it's just getting spread everywhere and you're like trending on Twitter and you're like, dude.
So you don't have to actually
go.
go
and you get back home and you're like,
comedian.
Why take so long? And it's like, bro, I have to perform right now.
I also feel like if you're the guy who's making whatever hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars and you're paying for your wife's sort of everything, call me old-fashioned, but I feel like he should have a bit more say in like how things run. So, like, should she really be yelling at him when he's a multimillionaire paying for every single aspect of her life?
I mean, yeah, that's why everyone's talking about it. It's like, that's how it should be. But it's not.
No, because she makes day in the life videos where she talks about how hard it was and she got her nails done, did Pilates, did this. And I'm like, bro.
But she's like happy to brag about that too, which is just like a weird.
It's like he just picked somebody that doesn't respect him truly.
Yeah, she's not attracted to him.
But she's not gonna turn down the closet, the trips, all the fame that she gets with this. I don't care about all that. Everything that comes with it.
And he likes that he's with the baddie.
My wife and I met in 2014. I was not making much money. I was getting $25 a night doing stand-up. I was on MTV shows that paid dog shit. But then in 2018, I went flat broke. 34 years old, I probably made $4,000 that entire year. And we couldn't even afford the living room we lived in New York City. Me and her are sleeping on a hardwood floor. I'm 34 years old. She's 25 years old. I'm looking at this girl like, man, you could go be with an Indian who's a doctor. I have nothing to give her. It's just a light jacket. It's like October. You have nothing. So I hand her the jacket, and then she said, "What's this for?" I said, "You can use that as a pillow." And then she goes, well, what are you gonna use? And I said, I'll figure it out. She handed me back the jacket. She was, you take this. And then she lay with her head on my chest and her arm around me.
But there is a few key details that he left out, because shortly after this story that Akash explained of them sleeping on the floor, Ghislaine did actually leave him, but then came back to him when his career was revived. Akash says that he made nearly no money during the 4 years of their relationship and then went broke in 2018. However, they both have publicly claimed that he was making a 6-figure salary in 2017.
He was getting a lot of work from MTV, like his first show was Wildin' Out, and then he did Guy Code, and he was like on a bunch of MTV, and he was able to like reach a 6-figure salary, which at the time was really huge for us. But then in 2018, like all of the opportunities started to dry up. He was kind of aging out of the MTV bracket, and he wasn't really getting any attention from the industry.
If it's my girl, babe, stop with the TikToks of my story, of my life.
Can you just do the dance stuff?
No, literally, you don't have to do story time.
Do the get ready with me.
You don't gotta try saying jokes.
I think it's because she knows how big he is, how much people care about him. Like, well, I'll tell you what's actually going on.
Or I'll give you the inside scoop.
Every TikTok you make, they're using it in a compilation where they take me down.
Ghislaine actually did end up dumping Akash during this dark time, sparked by what she claims was a fight between her and Akash's mother. Then the two eventually got back together months later, and conveniently enough, Akash's Flagrant podcast was just starting to blow up and was making $10,000 a month in Patreon revenue. Akash and Ghislaine finally decided to sit down and address all of the backlash on the Flagrant podcast. Andrew and the guys created this trial where they pretended to investigate Ghislaine and ask her all of the tough questions that the internet is demanding answers to. What's funny is that everyone seems to be enjoying this besides Akash. He is easily the least animated one throughout the pod.
I watched this thing all the way through, like almost excited to be like, you know what? The internet's been making all these opinions about them and their couple, and here they are finally. We can see the other side of the story.
They're gonna address it properly.
Like this can be put to rest. And I watched it. They barely even let her talk. It was like them three making jokes and cutting her off the whole time.
Did it feel like they cut stuff out?
I think it definitely could have been cut. She didn't say much of anything. People should watch it. I wonder if they have the same opinion as me.
I haven't watched it.
It left me with more questions.
She's saving her speaking for her TikToks.
Ghislaine basically chalks everything up to being just a joke or exaggerated because most people don't contextualize her background and upbringing.
Have you ever heard of the repressed Catholic schoolgirl?
Never.
I was, you know. Okay. So I was.
His Catholic school was in his living room. Imagine how repressed he was.
I was a repressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
What does a roster mean?
So it didn't actually translate to a roster. It just meant like 2 guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
Anyone knows what roster means.
I just meant making out. Again, like everything I say is so amplified and hyperbolic because it's so like incongruous.
One of the more interesting moments was when the two discussed her bringing up and being so persistent about having an with her co-host's husband. And again, she said it was just a joke, but in the middle of that, she remained firm in her stance that she was a virgin, and even Andrew was surprised.
So if she had a body count, I would have been like, hey. cut that. But because she doesn't, and I know how like innocent she actually is.
Oh, you are a virgin? That's real?
I was a virgin until I met him, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.
The 87,000 dislikes on the video says that the viewers were not exactly believing whatever they were saying. Are they trying to convince us or themselves? Akash still believes her body count is wild.
As a believer of her, even if she really truly is a virgin, okay, I believe it. This shouldn't even have to be something we have to defend where she's got to be. What did you mean by hooking up and popping your pussy? What did you mean by this and that? You don't hear about Andrew's wife having to defend no shit because she don't do no crazy bullshit like that.
You have a roster of guys, but only made out with everyone in that roster, and all those guys are just cool, just making out. But it's just not what happened, right?
The roster meant 2. It was only 2 guys.
Yes.
And you're talking about at frat parties?
A lot of dudes aren't content with just kissing.
I mean, just seeing her behavior on anything else, it's like, makes it hard to believe anything you say, but then Akash like believing it. It's like, yeah, no, she only got one. damn, really, dude? Haven't you seen how she behaves?
It seems like Akash genuinely believes his wife is out of his league. He said publicly that she is far more attractive than any woman he thought he could ever get. When you feel lucky just to be with someone, you start letting things slide that would normally hurt you. You can only see where this will lead. Eventually, Akash won't be able to supply her demands. The vacations aren't enough. The house isn't big enough. The clothes aren't expensive enough. The bedroom activities aren't enough. And that stuff is hard enough to deal with privately. Now he has to run the risk of her expressing all of these frustrations publicly on her TikTok and podcast. It seems that Jasleen is a product of a generation that confuses on-screen dysfunctionality with personality, treating toxic characters as an aesthetic role model with main character energy.
Like, the closest character to me is probably Maddie from Euphoria.
Maddie from Euphoria is a character best known for her engagement in toxic relationships and selfish personality, oftentimes emotionally harming other people to get what she wants. So it's interesting that Jasleen says she could only act as Maddie because she can only act like herself. If someone has a problem with her behavior, then they're just an incel, or a red pillar, or a misogynist. But if the pushback comes from someone that she loves, like her friend or her husband, then, it's just jokes. It kind of reminds me of what's called the narcissist's prayer. That didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, that's not a big deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it. I can only hope that this type of love never finds any of you. This relationship dynamic is eerily similar to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, who put all of their extremely nonsensical and strange ways of justifying their broken marriage on full display.
Patrick didn't hold back on that one.
And the internet will unravel anything too, so
I think people really should watch the podcast where they address it, because it really was strange to me.
And then it's weird though, because when you take it out of the relationship, now you have Andrew, who that's his co-host. Like, people care about both of us, and you know what's going on with him. That has to be like a weird vibe of, not saying you want to replace him, but you're like, hey man, like, what if the viewership's dying off because of your personal life is kind of tainting our image right now?
To be fair, no one else is in the relationship, so no one really knows every little nuance and how they really are as people from what they've given.
It's just a joke though.
For real. It's dangerous to have one partner your whole life. I think it's a great concept and it's a great theory, and I think it could work. But sometimes if you've only been with one girl and the only girl you've been with is this really, really beautiful girl that, technically speaking on paper in terms of visual aesthetics, is out of your league, you'll take more disrespect and more hoopla just because, well, you're not going to leave and she has all the power.
And they have history too, so they're like, they're emotionally attached in certain ways.
She was there at the lowest point, but then also left. Then they came back at your highest point. So like you have to like accept. It's a lot to just process.
And I respect her being there at the lowest point. That's great and makes for a great storyline. But also saying you want to fuck my friend and be in an orgy.
When he's back up, now he's not at the lowest point. He's at actually the peak of his career, and now you're gonna do that to him.
And he's at the point where he's too scared to say anything now, because maybe he's afraid that she will leave, and she's getting some of this clout. Like, she probably can talk to whoever.
And then if he does leave, can you imagine the podcast and the clips that are coming after this? He was insecure the whole time. He couldn't handle it bad. Like, now granted, if that happened, I think everybody'd be like, bro, save himself. But I think because he's doing his whole what he was raised to be, right? Like, you should try to just be a virgin till marriage, and the first person should be the best person and the only person. But I think because we're not in the 1800s and we're here with social media, I think those rules probably worked really well a little bit before all this. But when you have social media to play, this girl's seeing this figure from a Euphoria show and she wants to be like that. She's on TikTok seeing people say money is mine. That probably she stole that literally from somebody else's ideology. And
it might get to a point where, you know,
it might get to a point though. It might get to a point.
But she's like training him to make it all of this okay.
Correct.
You know, so she probably hates that like things are getting exposed and people are kind of like nitpicking it, because
but it's weird because
she's not gonna be able to get away with it as much. Where it's like,
I'd be stressed as fuck if I was her. But I'd be stressed if I was married to her too. Shit.
The internet doesn't forget. Like, people are gonna be talking about this and commenting on it for years to come, bro.
It goes for men and women. You shouldn't make your girl say mean things about your girl publicly, and then you shouldn't say mean stuff about your guy publicly.
Or be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Let's cut that out.
Let's watch the podcast together. Oh yeah, babe, I don't think you should put that one in there.
Wait, TikTok gonna do about me? If it's gonna include me, I should be able to at least review it, right?
No, upload real TikTok.
Don't care how this looks on you. It's like you're supposed to be in it together, not
fact
doing this like battle and you guys kind of like fight when you're on camera.
Competition, tension.
Because that makes everything okay. Because it's a TikTok joke, so
when the camera's out, it's just a video.
I can still say shut up and let me do this because it's a TikTok. Bro. And even though I didn't tell you I'm gonna record, and then you're famous at Kosh, you gotta act right once the camera's on. You can't be doing the outburst if you're screaming beforehand. beforehand. You can't. So then he has to try to be funny a little bit and say, oh, there's a lot of room here, when you just got disrespected, bro.
Imagine you're crying your eyes out and he's like, say something. Can you believe my husband, baby?
No. Why are you live?
If I had a wife and she starts randomly recording me trying to film our argument, you got to be able to say, put that down. What the hell are you doing? That is not the dynamic. It is what she says goes. She's the cute girl that's touching his pee-pee a little bit, maybe once every other month. He's stuck.
And he has this emotional connection with the history, and when he was broke and this and that, he can't let that go. Because then he can't do his job properly, really. Because he's ruining his career. He's worrying about, okay, what is she going to film when I'm working? And it's never anything enlightening and showing something positive about him. It's like you're annoyed by him, and I want to post the worst things.
He got me the reservation that he said was the best place in the city, and she was like, I'm gonna be late.
Like, unappreciative.
They'd be happy for me to
there's so many things. Like,
there's a really bad clip where she says she doesn't like taking care of him when he's sick.
That when Akash is sick, you hate taking care of him.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, do I like it? No.
Because, well, who wants to take care of someone when they're sick? And I watched that and I said, wow, people actually love to take care of their partner and be there for their partner.
Or spoil them on their birthday or whatever. Something she hates.
I gotta be nice to him on that day. And I have to get him something. That's what you did. I have to get him something. I have to. Like,
and his money is hers, and her money is hers. She heard that on TikTok and thought
I know. I think all of her ideologies come from other TikTok dating life coaches.
And if he had more dating experience, he would probably not be as likely to put up with this. But she looked good though, so what you gonna do? I'd put up with it for probably like 3 months.
Yeah, because if your whole life you never got girls or whatever, the moment you got something like that, you will let things slide.
First body, and that he's mentally tied up.
He's believing anything she says.
He believes that what she's saying is a joke, even if deep down he's like, that's not a joke. And you tell her it's not a joke. She says it's a joke, and he goes with her narcissism. He's right.
But then you gotta look online and be like, okay, if everyone is saying this, Patrick CC made this actual good analytical video, and he accurately calling things out.
He don't just slap shit together.
Let me rethink this, actually. Maybe I'm being, like, manipulated.
I think she just be gaslighting and manipulate him every single day. Fresh and Fit are laughing their asses off right now.
Yeah. He has so much to say about them, how their worldview is so wonky, and then...
Because he was probably he's in the relationship while they were saying that, so he was playing it personally to him.
I'm on her side. I think she should keep popping it.
And telling jokes.
Yeah.
Can be added to her roster. But just making out, though. Don't expect nothing else. Anything we say, it's a joke. If you feel some type of way about anything we said, it's a joke.
And we're talking about ever.
And anything we said on the internet ever.
Just because we don't have the mic and are on stage doesn't mean it's not the same thing.
This is a comedy YouTube channel. If you took anything serious, that's your fault.
That'll get you out of a lot of things. Just say it's a joke. Well, it was a joke.